Good morning everyone. This is Nuzhat Sana and once again I welcome you all to the GK Today platform. I was on leave during first few days of November month, but now I am back. So from now onwards I'll be continuing the classes of your daily current affairs at 7 am. And today this is 12th of November. So in today's session we will be discussing the most important current affairs for 12th of November. Okay. In this session, we will discuss different topics like Tri-Services Military Exercise, what was the venue for this event. After that, we will see when do we observe the World-Radiography-Day. Anti-Terror Conference 2024 took place at which place. Rohini Nayyar Prize 2024 was given to which important personality. After that, we will see some important points regarding Adaptation Gap Report 2024. Then we will see why one rank, one pension scheme came into news. Then further we will see which is the India's first Greenfield-Smart-City, and at last we will talk about DGP, means what are the new rules of UP government regarding the appointment of DGP. Fine. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started with the first question. What is the name of the Tri-Services military exercise conducted by India in the eastern sector? This is C option, Purvi Prahar. Okay. Basically, after disengagement in the eastern Ladakh, India has launched the Purvi Prahar Tri-Services exercise on 8th of November, and this is the 10-day exercise that involved the Army, Navy and Air Force. It highlights their combat coordination, and the Army deployed the units, artillery, light combat helicopters and the unmanned aerial vehicles. Air Force used Su-30 MKI Rafale jets, C-130J aircraft and different helicopters from Kolkata, Hashimara, Panagarh and Kalaikunda bases. So Navy's Marcos commandos also participated here, and the exercise strengthened the operational readiness in the eastern sector. India and China continued the talks on troop de-escalation and patrolling rights in the Yangtze area of Tawang. Fine. So this is Purvi Prahar. It is the Tri-Services military exercise that has been conducted by India recently in eastern sector. Fine. On the next slide, we will be talking about some important defense current affairs. Here the first question is, which country hosts the 21st edition of multinational joint military exercise Khan Quest 2024? This exercise has been hosted by the country Mongolia. Recently, which state or the union territory conducted all-women maritime surveillance mission? This is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. INS Sunaina belongs to which type of class? So it is the type of Saryu class. What is INS Shalki? Recently seen in the news. Indian Navy ship Shalki is a diesel electric submarine. What is the name of the Indian origin armored vehicle being assembled in Morocco? It is the wheeled armored platform. Recently, which ministry signed a contract with Bharat Electronics Limited for the procurement of 11 Shakti warfare system? The correct answer is Ministry of Defence. Recently, India successfully test fired the vertical launch short range surface to air missile at which place? India has successfully test fired this missile at Chandipur in the state of Odisha. Fine. Question number 2 is, which day is observed as World Radiography Day? So World Radiography Day is observed every year on 8th of November to commemorate the Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen's 1895 discovery of X-rays. Okay. So Roentgen accidentally discovered X-rays while experimenting with fluorescence in vacuum tubes. He captured an image of his wife's hand bones as the first X-ray evidence, and later on he got the Nobel Prize for this discovery in the year 1901. This year the theme is Radiographers Seeing the Unseen, and this theme highlights the role of radiography in revealing the body's interior and the responsibility of healthcare professionals. This day honored the contributions of radiographers, and it raises the awareness about the radiographic therapy, and it promotes the radiography as a career in modern healthcare sector. Okay. So two things are important. When do we observe the World Radiography Day? Answer is 8th of November, and this year the theme is Radiographers Seeing the Unseen. Fine. In the next slide, we'll be talking about important days and events. The first question here is, Which day is celebrated as National Civil Service Day every year? We celebrate the National Civil Service Day on 21st of April. Which day is celebrated as World Students Day annually? Answer is 15th of October. Which day is observed as International Tiger Day every year? This is 29th of July. Which day is observed as World Day Against Child Labour every year? This day is 12th of June. Which day is celebrated as International Day of Mathematics every year? Answer is 14th of March. Which day is observed as World Gorilla Day every year? This is 24th of September. And last is which day is celebrated as National Panchayati Raj Day? Answer is 24th of April. Question number 3 is, which government agency organized the Anti-Terror Conference 2024 in New Delhi? The correct answer is C option, National Investigation Agency. Recently, it organized the 2-day Anti-Terror Conference 2024 in New Delhi. Why? To strengthen the coordination in the fight against terrorism. And this conference aimed to foster a whole of government approach and generating the insights for future policies. Also, it brought together the operational forces, technical, legal and forensic experts to discuss the national security and terrorism threat. So, key topics here included the legal frameworks for counter-terrorism, emerging technologies, international cooperation and dismantling the terror ecosystem. Basically, senior police officers, central agency officials and the experts from law, forensics and technology attended to share the experiences and the best practices. Fine. So, National Investigation Agency organized the Anti-Terror Conference 2024 at which place? In New Delhi, right? What questions you can be asked regarding National Investigation Agency? When was this body established in India? It was established in 2008. And which act empowers the National Investigation Agency to investigate and prosecute offences affecting the national security? It is the NIA Act of 2008. And what does this agency primarily focus on combating within India? It is terrorism and related crimes. Okay. In the next slide, we will be seeing some important summits and conferences that are important and can be asked in your examination as well. Global Summit on Extreme Heat, recently hosted by which two organizations? It was recently hosted by USAID and Red Cross. Recently, where was the 15th ITU Kaleidoscope Academic Conference held? This conference took place in New Delhi. Recently, where was the India-South Korea consultations on disarmament and non-proliferation held? It took place in Seoul, South Korea. Recently, which country hosted the 3rd Summit for Democracy? It is South Korea. Where was the Amravati Drone Summit 2024 held? Answer is Andhra Pradesh. Recently, where was the 23rd session of United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues held? This is New York. And last is, where was the Climate and Health Africa Conference held? Answer here is Zimbabwe country. Question number 4 is, who was awarded the Rohini Nayyar Prize 2024 for promoting the STEM education in rural India? This is B option, Anil Pradhan. Okay, he is a 28-year-old engineer from Odisha, and recently he won the Rohini Nayyar Prize for promoting the STEM education in rural India. What does STEM stand for? STEM is science, technology, engineering and mathematics, right? So basically, he co-founded the Young Tinker Foundation and also he launched the Tinker on Wheels initiative, which is a mobile lab that brings the robotics and 3D printing to the rural students. His work has impacted more than 2.5 lakh students in across Odisha, Telangana and Tamil Nadu. And Rohini Nayyar Prize honors the contributions to rural development. It includes 10 lakh rupees, a citation and a trophy. It is awarded annually to the individuals who are under 40 by the Nayyar Foundation. Okay, so Rohini Nayyar Prize 2024 has been conferred to Anil Pradhan for promoting the STEM education in rural India. Fine. In the next slide, we will be talking about important awards and honors related question. The first one here is, Derek Underwood, who recently passed away, was associated with which sport? Derek Underwood recently passed away and he was a cricketer. Recently, who has been appointed as India's next ambassador to the country Niger? India's next ambassador to Niger is Sitaram Meena. Recently, who has been appointed as the Chief Secretary of UP? Answer is Mr. Manoj Kumar Singh. Which organization recently awarded Captain Abhilash Rawat and his crew of oil tanker Marlin Luanda for exceptional bravery in the Red Sea mission? This is IMO, International Maritime Organization. Recently, which Japanese animator has been honored with the prestigious Raymond Magsaysay Award for 2024? This is Hayao Miyazaki. What is the name of the Indian origin professor who has been awarded the 2024 Shaw Prize in Astronomy? This is Srinivas R. Kulkarni. Recently, which institute has won joint second prize in the Trinity Challenges second competition for addressing the AMR antimicrobial resistance? This is IIIT Delhi. Okay. Question number 5 is, which organization released the Adaptation Gap Report 2024? The correct answer is B option, United Nations Environment Programme. Okay. This body has released the Adaptation Gap Report for 2024 recently, and this report actually examines the world's progress on adaptation planning, financing and implementation. Further, the adaptation gap is found to be estimated at 187 to 359 billion US dollars per year, which reflects the resource limitation. International public adaptation finance to developing countries reached to 27.5 billion US dollars in 2022, which shows the progress towards the Glasgow Climate Pact. Also, it suggests the ways to improve national and global adaptation efforts. And this year, the report emphasizes the need for countries to increase their efforts so as to adapt to the climate change, starting with a commitment to finance at COP29. Also, it provides a more in-depth analysis of capacity building and technology transfer. Okay, so you have to remember that Adaptation Gap Report is given by United Nations Environment Programme, and whatever is there in the report is not at all important. Only thing you have to remember is this report is given or published by UNEP. Okay, because the data that is given there is only relevant for your mains examination in terms of your essay writing. Fine. Headquarters of UNEP lies in Nairobi, Kenya. In the next slide, let's see important reports that came into news in the past few months. The first question here is, which organization recently published the Global Employment Trends for Youth 2024 report? This report is given by ILO, International Labour Organization. Which organization recently released the Migration and Development Brief Report? This report is given by World Bank. Which organizations jointly released the Mental Health of Children and Young People Service Guidance Report? This report is given by WHO and UNICEF. Ocean Nino Index is released by which organization? It is released by National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Which organization has recently released the Snow Update Hindu Kush Himalaya between 2003 to 2024? It is International Center for Integrated Mountain Development. And the last is, what is the primary objective of Bharati Bhasha Samiti recently seen in the news? Basic objective is to promote the Indian languages in education system. Which organization recently released the Living Planet report? Answer here is World Wide Fund. Okay. Question number 6 is, one rank, one pension scheme which was completed 10 years of implementation is associated with which ministry? The correct answer is B option, Defense Ministry. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated a decade of the one rank, one pension scheme, honoring the India's veterans and ex-service personnel. This scheme ensures uniform pensions for the personnel who are retiring in the same rank and service length regardless of the retirement date. Okay. Pensions are refixed based on the average pensions of 2013 retirees in the same rank and service length. Arrears are paid in installments, with family pensioners and gallantry awardees receiving it in one go. Pensions are refixed every 5 years and it is managed by the Department of Ex-Servicemen Welfare that works under Ministry of Defence, right? So one rank, one pension scheme works under Ministry of Defence, and why it came into news? Because recently it has completed its 10 years of implementation. Fine. In the next slide, let's talk about some national as well as state schemes. The first question is, recently which state government has launched the Mukhyamantri Sukh Shiksha Yojana? This Yojana is launched by Himachal Pradesh government. What is the primary objective of Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas scheme recently seen in the news? Basic objective is to ensure the access to quality education for girls who are from the disadvantaged groups by setting up the residential schools. What is the primary objective of PM Wani scheme recently seen in the news? Basic objective is to provide affordable, high-speed internet connectivity in rural and remote areas. Recently, how much funding has the government approved for the installation of solar plants under the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana? It is 75,021 crore rupees. What is the primary objective of Saubhagya scheme recently seen in the news? Basic objective was to achieve universal household electrification. Sarkar Gaon Ke Dwar initiative is launched by which Indian state? It is the initiative of Himachal Pradesh government. Recently, which state government has launched an initiative to support the young entrepreneurs called as M-Yuva scheme? This is Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Question number 7 here is, which city of Gujarat is being developed as India's first Greenfield-Smart-City? Answer here is D option, Dholera. Gujarat government has introduced the Gujarat Semiconductor Policy 2022 to 2027. Basic aim is to make Gujarat a leader in semiconductor manufacturing by the end of 2047. And this policy includes India's first AI-enabled semiconductor fabrication facility in Dholera's Semicon city with investment of over 91,000 crore rupees. Tata Electronics and Taiwan's Powerchip Semiconductor are partnering to set up this facility, and Dholera is being developed as India's first Greenfield Smart City. So this policy supports the vision of a developed India and it boosts the semiconductor industry's growth in the state of Gujarat, right? So Dholera city of Gujarat is being developed as India's first Greenfield Smart City. Fine. In the next slide, let's see some national current affairs. The first one is, what is Waqf recently seen in the news? Waqf was in news because of Waqf Amendment Bill, and it is a property that was dedicated in the name of God for religious and charitable purposes. Which ministries have initiated the preparations for organization of International Day of Yoga 2024? First of all, when do we observe the International Day of Yoga? On 21st of June. And which two ministries were involved in the preparation for this year's event? This is Ministry of Information and Broadcasting along with Ministry of Ayush. Recently, which state became the second state after Rajasthan to come up with legislation for gig workers? This is the Karnataka state. Tungabhadra Dam is located in which Indian state? Tungabhadra Dam is found to be in Karnataka. What is the name of committee formed by the Union Home Ministry to provide recommendations on Clause 6 of the Assam Accord? It is Justice Biplab Sarma Committee. India Post Payment Bank recently marked its 7th Foundation Day. Operates under which ministry? It functions under Ministry of Communication. Recently, India and Israel have launched a joint project to establish a Center of Water Technology at which institute? This is IIT Madras. Fine. Question number 8 is, what was the name of the journey completed by the autonomous surface vessel from Mumbai to Thoothukudi? The correct answer is C option, Sagarmala Parikrama. This autonomous surface vessel completed a 1500 kilometers voyage from Mumbai to Thoothukudi as part of Sagarmala Parikrama journey, and this journey was flagged off virtually by our Defence Minister Rajnath Singh at the annual event Swavlamban. And this initiative is supported by the Indian Navy's Naval Innovation and Indigenization Organization, Technology Development Acceleration Cell and IDEX under the Defence Innovation Organization. So this achievement highlights India's progress in autonomous systems for defence, enhancing the capabilities in coastal surveillance, patrol and anti-piracy operation. Fine. So this journey is named as Sagarmala Parikrama. It was completed by the autonomous surface vessel from Mumbai to Thoothukudi. Fine. In the next slide, we will be talking about some important business, economy and banking current affairs. The first one is, what is tax incidence recently mentioned in the news? What do you understand by the term tax incidence? It is the division of tax burden between the stakeholders. Recently, Tata Motors and HPCL planned to set up how many EV charging stations by the end of 2024? This is 5,000. Which coal company became the first to open 4 Amrit pharmacies for affordable and accessible healthcare? This is Southeastern Coalfields Limited. Modified interest subvention scheme is implemented by which two organizations? It is implemented by NABARD and RBI. Recently, which state government has signed the MOUs with NTPC, CIL, NLC India and SJVN for 28.5 gigawatt of solar power capacity and green hydrogen production. Answer here is Rajasthan. According to recent data from the Reserve Bank of India, what was India's net household savings rate for the fiscal year 2023? This is 5.3%. What is biomining, recently seen in the news? Biomining is the process to extract the metals from ores using the microorganisms. Fine. Question number 9 here is, which state government has recently introduced some new rules for appointing the Director General of Police? The correct answer is A option, Uttar Pradesh. UP government has introduced some new rules for appointing the DGP by establishing a selection committee which is led by a retired High Court judge, and this committee will evaluate the candidates based on their remaining tenure, service record and experience. This move aims to comply with Supreme Court directives following the concerns over the appointment of temporary DGPs, which ensures a minimum tenure of 2 years for the appointed officer and at least 6 months of service remaining before the retirement. Fine. So UP government has introduced some new rules for appointing the Director General of Police. Fine. In the next slide, we'll be talking about some countries that came into news in the past few months. Which Southeast Asian country has recently released a special stamp set that includes a stamp on Lord Rama of Ayodhya? This is the country Laos. Bjarni Benediktsson recently became the new Prime Minister of which country? Answer here is Iceland. Old Kijabe Dam, recently seen in the news due to dam collapse, is located in which country? It lies in Kenya. Recently, Hala Thomas' daughter has been elected as the President of which country? Answer is Iceland. Stonehenge monument is located in which country? This monument is found to be in England. Katachavetu island is situated between which two countries? This island is found to be in between India and Sri Lanka. Recently, India signed an agreement with which country to implement 4 community development project? This is the Marshall Island. Fine. Now the last question is, which institute clinched the top spot in India in QS Asia University Rankings 2025? The correct answer is A option, IT Delhi. IT Delhi was placed at 44th position in the QS Asia University Rankings 2025, securing the topmost position in India. And if we talk about the Delhi University, it has improved its rank to 81st position from 94th with strong scores in faculty student ratio and research. JNU climbed to 110th position from 117, and Jamia Millia Islamia moved up to 188th position from 206th position. Okay, so basically we can say that IIT Delhi outperformed other Indian institutes, followed by IIT Bombay at 48 and IIT Madras at 56. So IIT Delhi topped the Southern Asian category, which includes universities from India and Pakistan. IIT Bombay ranked 27th in academic reputation globally among the employeds and the academics. Fine. So IIT Delhi was placed at the topmost position in QS Asia University Rankings 2025. In the last slide, we'll be talking about some important rankings. The first question is, which organization recently released the Living Planet report? This report is given by Worldwide Fund. Recently, which institution released the Aging Well in Asia Asian Development Policy Report? This is Asian Development Bank, headquarters lies in Philippines. Which organizations recently released the Hunger Hotspots Outlook Report? Answer is FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, along with the World Food Programme. Which organization recently released the World Development Report? World Development Report is given by World Bank. Which organization recently released the World Population Prospect Report 2024? Answer is United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. Which two organizations jointly published the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index report? It is given by United Nations Development Programme along with Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative. Global Unicorn Index 2024 is recently released by which organization? It is released by Huron Research Institute. Fine. So with this, we have covered our today's session. We are done with the 10 current affairs for today, and also we have covered all the revision questions that were important. Now at last, I'd like to give you some homework, and today the homework is related to your national news. Here on the screen, you can see 7 questions written down there. Please read each of the questions carefully and try to answer them in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your answers. And before concluding, let me again remind you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series, in the GKToday Android application. So if you want the PDF of the lecture, you can subscribe to that course by paying a very nominal fees. Okay. So now we will be meeting tomorrow again with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.